which Matiba was welcomed back to the country, that Peter Kenneth was running for president, or that other things happened whereby there was political excitement that disappeared like Moto ya Karatasi. It's very different from what's happening in the country, that there seems to have been a sustained yearning for something different that we saw even before 2024. 2024 being the pivot point whereby there was the first time that we saw people agitating for something totally different in the manner in which it did, that culminated in protests that unfortunately saw the death and injury of very many people. We see that inertia is still what is pushing people today to go to the point whereby they say, I will register, not just so that I can be seen, but so that I can vote to move the needle. This same inertia that was there 2 years ago seems to be the same thing that's propelling. Every day we hear from people and we see the headlines and they say, oh my God, that this thing is happening is the reason why I must be Nico Kadi. This thing that I'm seeing happening where the money is disappearing in droves every day is the reason why I must vote. Do you see that there seems to be, beyond the fire, the scorched earth theory that we look at that just grazes the top? This is something that people are carrying with them. It's the same inertia that saw the father who asked his son, don't go to the protests. And he said, you know what, Dad? You take care of my younger ones. You tell them the story, if I die, why I was outside. We haven't seen that before. It seems to be a little bit different now.
It has actually happened before, and that happened in 2002. And that is the time when political euphoria all actually created the result.
No, when people were saying when people said Moi must go,
yes,
people did not go into the streets to protest and die.
It is people have always gone to the street in this country, and people have always died in this country when they went to the street. So it is more or less the same thing. It's only that probably maybe this has happened when we were here, and we might be able to think that it is the height of it because the rest of it is history, and maybe we were not there. But the truth is that at the end of the day, for instance, what happened in 2002 is that the euphoria was able to be given direction and well packaged, and that is how it delivered the result.
What result?
The result was that Moi was actually gotten out, and there was a new regime that came in through NAC. Now, the difference is this now here with what is happening today in this country. The coming up with a direction is what I keep questioning and saying, at the end of the day, when we are going to the election, we must go, for instance, number one, with a political party. You must be able to have a candidate. So at the end of the day, the anger and the everything must be packaged towards a direction. When you delay to get the direction right, then many things do not change. And that is where the old guards continue to beat the younger generation. Because then they have the depth of how this thing has always been. And you realize that most of the old guard politicians are not interested in running away from the tribal rhetoric. Because that is the script as they know it. And they want to advance it that way, and they'll keep doing it that way. So if something has to be done, especially about the younger generation and such, it must just not stop at political euphoria. There must be a semblance to give this thing real direction, where we call for a real political party. The real political party then is able to lead people to a real election, which has real candidates. Otherwise, it will always start and end at that euphoric moment.
What are the indicators that this is purely a euphoric moment?
The indicator is very simple, that when you look at the blocks that take you to the election, all of them are not ready. There is no candidate. There's no political party. And that's what I'm telling you. And then the narrative will has kept changing.
Pundits will argue it this way, advice, that one, we are in a revolution. And Kenyans are calling